Hello and welcome to episode 70 of the Jeffrey and Brian Show. I am Jeff,
I'm Brian.
and we're just two guys drinking beer, talking what's going on. We got Ray and Claire
Hello.
tonight.
Hey guys.
This ought to be a good one here.
Always.
Look, Claire, you got some new headphones?
All right.
Well, just by the way, Brian,
Yes.
I did not publish this show anywhere in terms of pushing it. I just published it to the two platforms I usually do.
Uh-huh.
I think I got like 1 or 2 views each.
I got you beat. I got 11.
I know you did.
11 downloads.
Well, I usually get a handful.
Audio.
I usually get a handful, but
They
I
love the human sacrifice title.
it was a good one. Well, speaking of human sacrifice, why are we sacrificing all of our beloved entertainers in the last couple of weeks?
Bob Saget.
Betty White.
No.
Yeah. Meatloaf's dead, dude. He was 74, you know.
What happened
I
to the
guess-
Google document? There's nothing in it.
I see it. It's right here in front of me.
I can see it. Yeah.
Let me try.
Probably you want to
refresh
page
it.
down. Go up. Page
Yeah.
up.
You're all the way at the bottom with a blank spot.
No.
Close
Someone's in here as Jeffrey and Brian besides just me.
Well, I'm in
Yeah,
there,
I'm
but
in
it says the last update was made 6 minutes ago to Ray Marino. Now Claire's in there, but I
Yeah.
don't see. I'm gonna have to. I'm
You
switching.
have to close out and do this again, huh?
I'm switching to the other browser.
All right.
Yeah.
Already having technical problems.
FBI's on us.
Yeah. They give a fuck about us.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it's
right.
DATF.
I can see
DATF.
it now.
Thank
I just
you.
had to switch browser. I'm not gonna say which one I switched to or switched from, but yeah, I switched browser. All right, North Carolina and
Actually,
the Marines.
Ray
Oh,
would
wait,
be
we're
the most.
talking. We're talking about Meatloaf and Louis Anderson right now.
Well, we were trying to, but you got confused and walked in a circle like the very old man that you are.
Oh,
You put a good bite on us.
Yeah, Meatloaf's dead. He was 74. Everyone loved Meatloaf. In one fashion or another. You know that I would do anything for love. Bad Out of Hell. You know that came out in like the 70s.
Yeah, I was alive then.
I didn't know it was that old. And I think the last thing I actually paid attention to that he did was Fight Club. He was Bob.
We don't
Bob
talk
had-
about Fight Club.
I'm not in Fight Club.
So as long as you're not in it, you can talk about it.
Bob had
Well-
my tits.
Yeah. Well, it's yes, bitch tits. But what see, it's just like these white people that say all white people are racist. As long as you point out the problem, you're not actually the racist too. So I can be part of Fight Club, talk about Fight Club, as long as I say I'm not part of Fight Club. Right?
Sounds like a circle.
Isn't that the I mean like COVID vaccines?
Yeah. But we're
How
not
many are we up
talking
to now? Like
COVID.
12? 12, 13? Like with the boosters?
Israel's on 5, I think.
God.
Louis Anderson's dead too.
Yeah.
But back on Meatloaf for a second. I read that he has been doing music for 60 years. He was 74. He was 14 publishing music. That's pretty badass.
We had 3 live viewers on Facebook.
Woohoo!
Hooray!
Are all 3 of them in this room?
No.
No.
Probably 2 of them.
I'm not.
Ron's on.
Yeah, he's
Our
commenting
Australian lad.
Lad, he's not Irish, dude.
He calls us
They
lads.
use the
I
shit-
just call him back a lad.
Does he? Oh, he's always called me mate or bloke, I think.
Bloke is British.
I don't know. Whatever. United Kingdom's a giant fucking mess anyway. As much as I love my Australian buddies because they are fun as hell, I don't understand this whole United Kingdom thing. I really don't. It really bothers me that they get so butthurt about the Queen. in Australia. It's like they threw you into Australia as fucking prisoners. And he's like, God bless the Queen, you know? Well, I suppose that's why they're sitting there with no guns, locked in their houses and being arrested for going outside.
Yeah, Louis Anderson died from complications from cancer. He's been a comedian for over 4 decades.
Yeah, can you think of anything he's actually been in?
He was in a TV series called Baskets. I
Yeah.
watched that.
That
How
was
about
that stupid clown one.
Yeah.
I watched two.
How
Oh my
about,
God.
how about Family Feud? He was the host.
For like 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he did. Well, yeah. Then they got Steve Harvey, and that was the end of that crap.
And he also did guest appearances on Scrubs and Touched by an Angel and Coming to America. He was actually in both Coming to Americas.
That's true. That's true. Well, oh, you know what I should do, man? From now on, when we do our dead celebrity thing,
We're
I'm
going
gonna
back
have a little.
to that.
Well, I'm either gonna play like a drum roll or taps in the background.
I like taps.
Yeah. Someone take us somewhere from here. I'm
All
gonna
right,
rant.
the Marines in North Carolina were involved in a car accident, an accident over the last couple of days. 2 Marines died from it. Some 19-year-old or 20-year-old ran through a stop sign or a red light and caused the deuce and a half to flip over.
I think he was going too fast on ramp and skidded across the entire road and hit the guardrail and rolled it.
Damn.
Yeah, there were people in the back of the vehicle too, like many people.
2
How
people
many
were
people?
ejected from it, and one of them actually got run over by another car.
Yeah,
What kind of vehicle was it?
It was a deuce and a half.
the troop transport truck.
Oh, damn! Like, dude, that thing don't go fast. That looks so heavy.
It's heavy. That's the thing. You get it up to 60 and try to take a turn.
Yeah, you have to like, yeah. Plus a
Yeah.
19-year-old, like, really? Like,
Yeah, he's been charged with misdemeanor,
what?
manslaughter type deal, misdemeanor or
Yeah.
something. But it's not going to be a felony charge. It's going to be a misdemeanor charge.
Mm.
I only put this on the list because we've been making it a point lately to bring in a lot of stuff about military going-ons.
I don't know why.
I don't know
what I'm
why.
talking about.
I'm gonna
All
say
4
this.
of us on the show right now have been in the Navy, so we tend to pay attention to military happenings.
I'm gonna say this real quick though. It's horrible that these people died, but leave it to a Marine to wreck a deuce and a half.
True.
That's true.
He had help though.
What happened was he threw a temper tantrum when they ran out of green crayons, and that was his favorite flavor.
Mm.
Everyone knows the green's the best crayon.
I don't know nothing about crayons.
Well, you don't let your kids have crayons?
No, I don't eat them.
Yeah, that's why you joined the Navy, not the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Although I heard the pink tastes like Tutti Frutti.
Oh. I always think it was gonna be bubble gum, like when you get surprised and it's sour apple instead of lime on the green,
Mm. Well, everything's going woke. I'm surprised the crayon haven't been going woke yet. M&M's going woke.
Oh yeah, you see all that crap, all these people that made the money on being controversial, pulling the ladder up behind them.
Yeah.
So no, like look at Sarah Silverman. She made her entire history on like black jokes and fart jokes and dick jokes.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's saying that's inappropriate. No one should do that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's pictures of her in blackface, aren't there?
Yes.
Yeah, and she's telling us that we're the assholes. It's like, but you're the one who actually put on blackface. Yeah.
I mean, at least Sarah Silverman's a little bit better with the type of humor she goes for than Amy Schumer.
Oh my God, Amy Schumer. That's just straight. That's not even fart jokes. That's queef jokes. No, they're just like when the Ghostbusters. The first joke they made in that chick Ghostbusters movie was a queef joke.
I didn't watch it.
And it's like the first joke you made was a queef joke.
I boycotted it.
Wow. You sound like Claire, who sounds like a Democrat boycotting shit. Clay's like, fuck you.
He's calling Ron is calling you Little Wahlberg again.
Little Wahlberg?
Yeah.
What, with the accent?
Yeah.
Well, Dorchester's actually only 15-minute drive from here if you take the expressway. It's between here and Boston. All right. What's this daily pressure thing you got in here? This is when we get into Virginia stuff, and there's a
basically the new attorney general, who's a Republican, fired 30 staff members already.
yeah. Do you know what positions? Like, is it just like staff, or is it like people that have titles?
Lawyers, and 17 lawyers and other people involved in that too. So,
So
like, he's cleaning the house. Like, if they're not, I mean,
He's firing the team that was there and putting in a new one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, put a new one. And John Adams, the second president, made a mistake when he left like a bunch of cabinet members from George Washington
Well,
administration.
Trump did it too. Trump left a bunch of people in office.
Yeah.
Fauci!
Yes, one. Yeah.
Yes, Fauci.
Yeah, but
Well-
you know, like if you need to fire them and rehire them, and like let them interview them again to see if you want to take them back. It's just they would have had trouble. They would have had a lot of leaks. I guess the new AG learned from those mistakes. Like, you know what? I don't know who's gonna be a leaker, who's gonna be with me 100% or not. So
Yep.
you know. And they get both hurt too. Like, oh, why are you gonna fire all those people? Like, you know what? It always happened. Every administration, they just fire people.
Well, the
Clinton
problem
did it.
with Virginia is we haven't had a Republican governor or attorney general in probably
8 years.
15 years.
No, we had
What?
the what's the name of the
McDonald
guy?
was the last one.
Yeah, that was like still to 24. Oh shit! You
Oh,
know what?
To make a point about all of this bullshit is, does Republican and Democrat make as much a difference as people want to make it sound like it does?
No,
No.
Now it's really polarizing.
You
compared
say
to-
that, but Massachusetts, the governor's a Republican.
He's always a
Did
Republican.
you talk about?
He's always a Republican. Would you consider even Marty Walsh? He was the Republican governor of Massachusetts for how long? And now he's working for Biden.
Well,
Mitt Romney was a governor of Massachusetts.
Those are all rhinos, dude. We thought it's a new wave coming in of Republicans.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, we'll see, because I got a feeling no one wants to run for these positions.
And well, one of the things we talked about on last week's show or last show was how he, right after he got inaugurated, he put a executive order in place that made it so mask weren't mandatory in public schools anymore.
Yeah, I heard about
Getting a lot of
this.
pushback from that. And now Fairfax County says they're going to suspend any kids that show up to school maskless. They're going to suspend them.
Is that? Yeah, and the Fairfax is where all the shit's been going down anyway, right?
Well, that in Loudoun County.
That's right, Loudon and Fairfax. That's right. I forgot that Loudon was. Isn't that where Matt Walsh got a residence just so he could vote or speak at the PTA stuff?
I think
I
so.
think Loudoun County. Yeah.
Up that
Yeah,
way.
but that whole the kid even said he wasn't trans. He was just, he liked to wear skirts sometimes and then butt rape the girl in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more to it than
And
that.
then they transferred him to kind of brush it under the rug, and he did the same thing again in another school system.
There's more to it than that, but
yeah, that kid is
You know,
just
it picks me up too. All these Democrats like, oh, we had to follow what the executive orders say. We had to do what the governor say. And now there's a different political party are like, no, we're not gonna follow it. We're gonna fight it. Like he's giving you an option whether you want to use the mask or not. He's not forcing
Well,
you.
he's leaving it up to the parents. His whole campaign was, parents' rights.
Yeah,
type
personal
thing.
choice. It's a personal choice.
that's what
And-
got him elected, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And they don't like that. They like to be in control. All this school board members and stuff like that. But anyways, just keep going with Virginia, ABC.
Before we move on, for whatever reason, we dove right into this today. We don't usually do that. Claire, do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh.
Plug any stuff you might be doing?
Not doing anything at the moment.
No, you're not doing video games anymore?
Not at the moment. It's
all right.
All the tech is RTX based, and I don't have the money to upgrade to RTX at the moment.
Gotcha. Well, also you can contact us at the Jeffrey and Brian Show. Good luck ever finding that one at gmail.com.
Well,
Again,
11 people found it and downloaded the episode this week. So,
not from the Gmail. They downloaded it because they have already subscribed to the audio only platform.
We're on iHeartRadio now.
Yeah, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Seriously, ask any smart device. You can find us.
Apparently, I've realized we weren't on Pandora. We've been under reviews since September, and I sent them an email. I was like, why in the hell am I still under reviews since September?
Someone probably listened to the show.
They can say that.
Well, just like when YouTube gave me that warning, they didn't even they're like, oh, this episode you said something that went against whatever. Here's your warning.
Did we get any warnings last week?
No, I don't think so. I need to check this stuff more often.
Because I said a whole bunch of shit that was anti-COVID, so an anti-vaccine.
Yeah. And I assume because no one listens to us on, especially on YouTube, we get some that it would never be checked or whatever, but like they got robots that are doing this shit, not people.
Yeah, right.
All right. This had me excited.
What's up?
This is gonna be what, the second state possibly to decriminalize psilocybin mushrooms.
Was it Oregon did it first?
I thought it was Colorado. Maybe there's more than one.
I think it's Oregon.
My mistake.
This isn't gonna pass. We're just now getting legalized marijuana, so we're not ready to go to mushrooms yet.
And that's medicinal only at this point, right?
Well, they decriminalized it. You can have up to an ounce in your possession now.
Yeah, they would just take it from you, but it's still illegal to have it, right? Unless you have a prescription.
I don't know.
I can have like an ounce of weed and go smoke it in my front yard and talk to a cop. You know, that's not true. Actually, I'm supposed to be behind a privacy fence. But yeah, I don't know. They talk about decriminalizing it, saying you don't need, because right now it's what, a class.
DC has passed a similar policy too.
Already. Yeah, it's like a class 4 narcotic or something, isn't it?
Right now, it would change it from a class 5 felony to a civil fine of up to $100.
Oh my God. Yeah.
We don't mess with our mushrooms.
Well, if you've only got a couple doses of mushrooms on you, why should you go to prison for a felony? You know what I mean? I don't know, Clay. What do you think of shrooms? Clay's tripping right now. I actually ate a quarter like 25 minutes ago.
Oh, God, it's gonna be fun later. No, I'm saying that I was just going to say that if this passes, I know where I'm taking my next vacation. You're coming with me and we're finding a concert to go to.
Last bag of mushrooms I got my hands on, I sold back to the guy who sold them to me for 3 1/3 as much as I spent on them. My boy Derek, he sold me some a while ago, and I held on to him for a while in the freezer because I was like, I need to find a good time. I just had a baby. You know what I mean? I was like, I need to find a time where it's safe or whatever. And like 2 months later, he's like, man, I'll give you $100 for that shit. I was like, sold.
And you're getting another strike.
It's all right. I know no one actually listens to more than a couple minutes of this show usually, but I'm prepared to strike out on YouTube. I don't really give a fuck. I'll go. I'm already on Rumble.
Yeah.
I'm getting more people to listen to this than watch it, which is awesome, but I do like that we're doing a live publication of it. So you can make sure we're actually pounding down beers or drinking wine. You're out of your mind. If you're going to try to keep up with drinking wine, well, we're not doing the, that's right. We cut the show in half, didn't we? All right. Well, Brian ain't back yet. So I'll just move on anyway. Cinema. We're familiar with cinema, right?
Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
movies 8 or something.
No, yeah, Kirsten Cinema. She's been officially censored or formally censured by the Democrat Party because she won't get on board with the filibuster. What does censured actually mean?
Not sure.
Is it just a black mark?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure that means she's kicked off of like all committees and loses all sorts of privileges, you know? But yeah, they don't like that she won't get on the filibuster thing. And they called it an arcane method. It's only like, it's only since the Democrats put it in place, this particular filibuster method, the Democrats put it in place under Obama. If anyone else
remember that, yeah.
Yeah. And this is exactly what cinema is saying. It's like, you're going to do this crap and it's just going to fuck yourself in the future when it comes back. Just like we have said how many times on this show, they made it so easy to get a Supreme Court justice in. Then Trump tosses 3 in. The Democrats keep changing the rules and getting kicked in the balls by later and saying it's unfair because
Yeah.
just like, what's up?
I have a definition for censured for you.
Sure.
A censure is a formal statement of disapproval in a form of a resolution that is adopted by the majority vote.
So it's a scarlet letter.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So she's known as a whore.
Pretty much.
All right.
But,
anyone who hasn't read that book, read it.
one of the things I was going to go into, though, is like the Senate, the filibuster's there to protect the rights of the minority party, which eventually you're going to be out of power no matter what party you belong to. Eventually, you're going to be out of power, and that could actually save your skin when you're getting something when something disastrous is coming through the Senate. So I'm completely for the filibuster.
Yeah. Could you? I mean, even if you think that right now that the Republicans are having too much ease stopping the Democrats, what would have happened had this been put into place before Trump was in office? And there was no way to stop what he was doing. You know, and pardon me. Not that I'm saying Trump was necessarily the worst guy ever. I'm just saying that the people that think he was the worst guy ever, they need to take a step back and think like, what happens when the next Trump comes into office? Do we want him to be able to just go, here's 3 Supreme Court justices. You can't stop me. Here's a whole bunch of laws. You can't stop me, you know?
Yeah, but it's constantly, it seems to be, ever since Obama, the Democrat Party's been shifting from no longer playing by the rules and winning or losing, but they've been slowly shifting to, well, let's change the rules so we can win.
Yes. Yes. Well, Pennsylvania. I mean, they actually got busted violating their own constitution this last election. And by the time this was actually brought to light, because every time someone pointed this out, the news may be like, without evidence, without investigation. It's like, well, if you don't investigate this shit, you're not going to get fined real evidence, right?
Yeah.
But they find out Pennsylvania actually violated their own constitution and didn't do it a proper vote.
Yeah, but they knew that when they passed the law. It was
the people passing it knew it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there was news articles. If you were looking for the information, you knew that going into it, that those laws were null and void. I mean, there was even I forget who did it, but some senator tried to file a Supreme Court law saying that their laws are infringing against our votes. So and they tried to bring up the constitutional thing because they're like, hey, look, that's just, if they're allowed to do this, they can cancel out votes with with illegal ones or something like that. I forget the exact issue with it.
Well, it wasn't constitutional. That was the thing. That was the whole argument, was it violated their own constitution, their own state's constitution.
Yeah.
And by the time an investigation was actually done, it was already too late, and they called it a moot point.
Yeah, I do remember this.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it won't make a difference now. It's like, but what we brought this up before the vote, before the vote was actually cast, and you said no crime has happened yet. We can't investigate a crime that hasn't happened. That was the argument they used. And then once the vote was done, they said, well, it's already happened. What can we do about it? It's already, you know what I mean? Like, we can't bring them back to life.
Yep. It's
And only a handful of people were like, hey, wait a minute, what the fuck? And anyone who did were conspiracy theorists. Like, no, here are the articles from CNN. You know?
yeah. And it's amazing that these people, so many people nowadays just live with their head in the ground. I mean, they don't follow up and like read the small stories that never get publicized.
Well, I've noticed that the greatest atrocities that have ever happened have been because of obedience, not disobedience. At least what I've noticed from reading history books.
Yeah.
It's people going along to get along that's led to actual real Nazis or a Pol Pot.
Oh yeah.
Anyone's never heard of that guy? Pol, last name Pot. Google that name and be disgusted. You thought Stalin was bad.
Oh no, that guy almost succeeded in brainwashing an entire country.
Oh, just the Chinese. Well, geez, Louise, look, Obama did. He had so many people believing crap that was just not realistic. And then by the end, all of a sudden, we're electing Trump. But, you know, things got so out of control. Trump has been the president of the United States. Why couldn't we find anyone besides Donald Trump? Why were Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump the choices on my ticket?
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that one. And I mainly think it's because any good conscionable person will not run for president. So we're not going to get someone with actual moral fortitude. So
I actually said that earlier was anyone, you need someone in office who doesn't want the damn job.
yeah, that's kind of what our joke's been for years. So
Trump was a giant monkey wrench in the system. Like, they were expecting all sorts of stuff to happen.
mm-hmm.
And Trump put a big kibosh on a lot of it because the plan stopped. Russia's supposed to invade Ukraine. This started before Trump was in office, and it led into the whole Crimea thing. But then it just stopped. For how long under Trump?
Yeah.
And then as soon as Biden's in office, everything goes right back to the way it was. North Korea's launching missiles into the Sea of Japan again. Russia's getting ready to take over more Crimea. This is the way shit's supposed to go. It's been planned out. Yeah. I need to get my where's my tinfoil hat?
Gotta
You
make
need to make
another
one.
one.
It seems like this was pre-planned because it went right back to exactly the way it was without Trump. I mean, we had peace in the Middle East under Trump. That's unbelievable. And when Trump left office, gasoline was $1.54 a gallon.
Meat was cheaper too.
Yeah, you love that meat, don't you?
Oh yeah, I love it. Give me the meat.
The big rare purple slabs, just whap, whap.
Avoiding obvious jokes aside,
Yeah, all right. So a censure, exactly. So the censure is just a scarlet letter. It's a black dot. So she's Marjorie Taylor Greene of the Democrats. Nobody likes her except for her constituents.
Yeah, which is the only thing that matters.
Yeah, she's supposed to represent them, assuming she's actually representing them. Yeah, well, actually,
I mean, actually, she likes the bill, but she will not break down the filibuster.
well,
So
for exactly what Claire said was that leaves nothing to protect the minority party.
Yeah, because she knows eventually they're gonna be the minority. So
Yeah, well, especially being the privileged white woman that she is, but woman gives her intersectionality points, homosexual gives her intersectionality points. I mean, she's got like 3 points on me just because I have a dick and I'm white and I like women.
Claire's adding it up.
And Clay's like, oh shit, I'm a privileged white male.
I'm counting mine. Hold on.
You're like, oh crap. I need to know how many points I get and how many I lose.
Gotta take her socks off.
Yeah, well, they cancel out too. You have to remember too.
Oh, that gets too confusing.
Yeah, exactly. But oh, by the way, Asians are white now according to the woke scale. Just thought I'd bring that up. That for a long time, Asians weren't considered white and Jews weren't considered white.
Technically, it would
and
be
pretty
3
soon
points.
everybody's gonna be white.
What's that, Ray?
Pretty soon everybody's gonna be white.
If you disagree with the narrative, you are.
Even if you're black African American.
You mean Candace Owens?
Yeah.
Larry Elder was the black face of white supremacy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, woman dressed, she put a gorilla mask on. Oh, she threw a pie at him, was it?
Fruit or something like that.
Yeah, something, a tomato or something. And they're talking about how he's the white supremacist. Like, she put on a gorilla mask to throw rotten fruit at a black man. And he's the racist?
She was not racist. She was a
No.
furry.
Oh, that's... Ew.
Pleasantly plump fairy.
All right. While we were talking about cinema, let's go right to where that was supposed to transition to. It was supposed to be a nice, smooth transition into the filibuster. Double down. The Democrats want to get rid of it.
Yeah, they tried to get rid of it this week, and big surprise, it got voted down. But now they're all worried that Roe v. versus Wade is going to be shot down, and so they want to get rid of it even more so they can pack the court.
Yeah, that's packing the court actually sets it. It's done. The size of the court has been increased before,
Yes, it has.
but packing the court also sets a dangerous precedent, which is why I think that Biden himself, even this law goes through, he'd be hesitant to add too many, because in this age of polarization, it's one shot shoots off and then the other shot shoots off when it's their turn. And it's literally like one of the dumbest ideas you could possibly have at the moment, just because of how our politics are so confrontational.
Mm-hmm. And I think that the liberals forget that for decades they had control of the court, and there was very little that the conservatives could do to sway the court, so it's the roles are reversed now and they're freaking out about it. So
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I generally want to have more like faith in these people, but I really can't at this point in time. I really can't.
Yeah.
Like-
But I definitely think that abortion should be a states' rights issue. It should be up to every individual state to decide how they want to handle that. I'm not saying it should be completely outlawed or banned or anything like that. There is reasons for it, but
Yeah, but we're
every
way beyond that.
individual, every state should be able to set their own policy on that,
Yeah,
On
but
voting?
No abortion.
We're also
Oh,
way beyond the point of safe, legal, and rare.
is this the new New Jersey policy you guys talking about?
No, we're still on the filibuster thing because that's what
Oh.
brought it up.
Oh, speaking of that, New Jersey just passed an abortion law that says up to and including the moment of birth.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you
Okay.
can kill a viable kid.
Well, what bothers me is it says they say stuff like, "Oh, that child, that life, whatever word they want to use, couldn't survive if they were left alone at this point." And it's like,
Every
okay,
kid.
no, give me your 5-year-old,
Yeah, and we're
and
gonna.
we'll go drop him off in a parking lot and walk away and see if he can survive on his own. You know, he's not a fucking baby deer. He can't walk when he's born.
Right.
Sorry, I'm trying. Oh, they can't survive on their own. You can't survive on your own until you're like 20. And then most of us still have trouble doing it.
Yeah. Exactly.
It drives me nuts when I hear that argument, you know?
Yeah.
Viability. And I
What was
understand.
that one doctor that got in a lot of trouble for
Gosnell?
Yeah, that dude that he was quoted
Kermit.
as saying, yeah, that guy was quoted as saying, "Oh, that kid could have practically walked out." It's like that's kind of the definition of evil, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Is like you're killing something that could have survived on its own at this point.
Oh,
in
not just
time.
that. They were giving birth to these kids, and he was using diagonal wire cutters that an electrician used to cut their spinal cord from their skull.
Yeah, that's
That's wrong.
Well, that's why he's in prison for the rest of his life.
yeah.
And hopefully he's being butt raped every day. Just my opinion. Speaking of weird shit like that, before we move on or go back to whatever, because I am a giant distraction. That's what I am. The Russians, I think we mentioned they changed their rules about pedophiles, the laws. That you only get so many strikes, then you're like in a labor camp in
Siberia. Okay.
Apparently, some dude was on trial for killing a dude who had been accused of raping and killing his very young daughter. He was found not guilty. The jury decided that this man had dug his own 5-foot grave, then stabbed himself in the back 38 times as a form of suicide.
Damn.
I was just like, all right, that's good on them, but come on. This sounds like they work for Hillary Clinton.
They were Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah. He got suicided.
I cannot wait for that meme to change to whatever that woman's name is. She did not kill herself.
Oh, yeah.
Is it Gisnell Maxwell?
Yeah.
Oh, I've used that several times already. Like every time someone comes up and says something or does something stupid, I'm like, for the record, I'm getting ahead of this one. You know, like whoever did not kill themselves. McAfee.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah. Oh, I've been calling her Jizz Face because of the dirty stuff she's been doing to make money.
Yeah, McAfee.
Yeah, McAfee actually said I didn't kill myself after he killed himself. That's even more impressive.
So we're moving back into your neck of the woods with the New York City Mayor Eric Adams.
Yeah. I guess he said digital currency is going to make a rebound because he's asking for his first like 4 checks to be in. He mentions like 4 different kinds of currencies, but digital currency, Bitcoin, Ethereum. I don't know what is it. Was it Litecoin, Coinbase? I don't know. Whatever. Through Coinbase. I see a lot of crypto movement and a lot of stuff with crypto going on. Interestingly enough, that volcano that just erupted in the Pacific Ocean that caused a tsunami.
In Tonga.
Tonga just started doing the same thing that El Salvador was doing. They were using volcanic energy to mine Bitcoin. Did tap it into the volcanic energy cause the volcano to erupt? I don't know. I'm not a volcanologist.
You
But
really
it
need to get that tinfoil hat out.
Well, that really fucks up your plan though. It's like, oh yeah, we use all this energy to do all of this stuff. It's like, oh, there it goes into the ocean. And it's gone. I'm sure it's still hot, but you know, when you pop a pimple, most of the pus comes out right away.
Does it?
I don't know. I've never actually taken a measurement before. I don't typically break out. All right. What are we talking about? We were talking about Eric Adams getting paid in Bitcoin. That's
And
how we
now
got
we're
into-
moving on to California and the rails.
getting railed on the train.
Yep, the train.
Getting railed.
on the rails. Come on, it's
No.
right there.
Getting trained by the rails.
I don't know. Even with all my family living there, I still would not be sad if that entire state burnt to the ground, killing everybody.
I'm not a fan of California. I think Newsom's a boob.
Newsom, you mean governor haircut?
I think he is going to try to run for president no matter who's running for office on the Democrat ticket.
He ain't gonna get it. He ain't popular. He
Nope.
ain't popular in California anymore.
No, the fact that he beat that recall makes him think he's popular. I think he's going to run for president even if Biden runs again. Which
Kamala
don't
Harris has a better chance of being president than he does.
I have a better chance of being president than Kamala Harris.
I
Okay,
still
then
want
you-
this to happen. I still want this to happen just because I would love to see a debate between Gavin Newsom and Trump.
That would be fun.
That would be funny.
That would be a good. Yeah, that would be a good debate.
It's a pay-per-view event.
Pay-per-view event. I can see Trump doing that too.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds like Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. That's part of the problem, though. Is that's why I was excited about Trump. I thought he would fix this stuff as like a CEO.
He tried.
Well,
It doesn't translate that way into government.
No,
It just
He really did try. You know,
it's
you
so
gotta give-
corrupt.
he
you gotta
tried
give
for a
him-
while, then he realized that it wasn't going to work that way. Then he adjusted. Which I mean, good on him. That's how you get ahead. That's how he's got ahead so long is by adjusting well, right?
Yeah.
Just like when you go to speak and to do a deal with the Japanese business, it's not the same way you interact with the Turkish business. You know what I mean?
No.
Unfortunately, I picked two communities that are insanely conservative, but I was trying to go, okay, French, how they or the French.
I have no idea on how they do business.
Well, I'm just saying in terms of the general way the people are.
Hmm.
The Turkish people and the Japanese people are generally very conservative. You know, the Japanese have been wearing masks, paper masks on their face on the trains if they had a sniffle for what, since the 90s.
Mm.
Yeah. You know, they just, as weird as it sounds to say that's not conservative, it really is. In terms of the actual definition of the word.
Yeah.
Versus
They've
the
been holding on
French.
to
And
the
the French.
culture for the last 300 years.
Yeah, well, and then you look at the French. I mean, we named the French kiss after them, and menage a trois is a French, is, you know, a three-way is a French thing. They're known for being liberal. Oh my God. I'm going to go down this.
Promiscuous?
Not necessarily promiscuous, but liberal. Like, do what you want to do. You know?
Don't
Hippies.
try not to lose your head.
That's it. I was going to go exactly there. I was like, oh my God, we're going back to the French Revolution. Why am I so obsessed with the French Revolution?
You've been listening to it lately.
I haven't I haven't read anything, listened to anything about the French Revolution in like 15 years.
I've been listening to a little bit about it.
Well, because I've been talking about it. But the French Terror.
Even before that, because I think you fucking planted a seed about the mothers. They got fed up, and you know that's the French Revolution, and somehow like YouTube pick it up, like, hey, you want to hear more about the French Revolution?
Yeah.
Good old YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
And their
algorithms.
AI.
They're trying to, yeah.
Algorithms?
Sorry. The wife heard me say algorithms. She goes, algorithms? Was that a Futurama joke?
No.
Oh. Oh, it sounded like a Futurama joke, didn't it?
I thought it was a computer for a second. The algorithm.
Geez, what the hell were we talking about?
Governor
Newsom.
Newsom. Yeah, he didn't do
Debating Trump.
blackface.
No,
No.
I don't.
We're
think
talking about
he did.
debating Trump, and Trump is going to be the pay-per-view event.
Yeah.
There's an election coming up in California.
No, that's why he's been cleaning up all that messed up in California, because pretty soon I think it's California, election coming up. It's coming up, so he's been trying to look good. Like, I can't believe this has been happening in my state. Like, a lot of shit been happening in the state. Where the hell you been? In the French Laundry?
Yeah. Well, no, he signed off on the laws that made this legal. Basically,
Yeah.
like we're not going to prosecute you if it's not what $950 or less that you steal.
Yeah, now they're fucking taking TVs out of the trains and stuff.
Well,
This
it's
is
fucking
perfect-
brilliant. It's fucking brilliant for the criminals. All they
Yeah,
have to
but
do
this
is
is-
ride the train and throw shit out every time they go to a new city or town. Throw more shit out, and your buddy picks it up in a pickup truck. Because every time you hit a new city, it's a new jurisdiction, and it's only you just do less than $900 in every town or city.
Yeah, I think that'll work. We talked about
Right
that
now,
on
this
one
is
of
a
the last
perfect
shows.
chance
Yeah.
for every other port to open up. Like, hey, look, you're gonna get your stuff stolen in California. Send it to us. So every other state can pick it up right now. All this transit going through.
Well, the problem is it's a hell of a lot cheaper to ship to someplace in California on the West Coast
Well-
or on the West Coast, period.
If
Yes.
not,
compared to
the goods
shipping
get
it around the
stolen.
East Coast.
Well, if you're coming from Asia, yeah, and that's where we're getting most of our goods.
Yeah.
But if you get the goods get stolen on their way, like, what's the point?
Well, that's why you have secure. That's why we had laws.
What did they even ban it? They get
Well, you know
arrested,
what,
get
Union,
released.
you know what, Union Pacific, either pay the money to lay down new rails to go to Oregon, avoid California altogether, or deal with it. It's like this is the way it is. Everyone else has to deal with the same bullshit. The people living in their houses are having their shit stolen too. Okay, Union Pacific might have $9 million stolen a day at this point. But if they're just gonna sit there and take it in the butt, that's their fucking problem. Why do they expect the government to bail them out when it hasn't bailed out any of the citizens getting robbed
I'm
too?
saying, like, hey, this is a perfect chance for any other state to open up for business. Like, hey, look, come to our state is secure. Then this shit is not gonna get stolen.
Well, that's the
So
problem.
maybe
Is
they-
California's what 7/8 or at least 3/4 of the West Coast.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
3/4.
You have to come in through Texas.
No, you can't. You have to go to the East Coast.
Why can't you come in? Doesn't Texas have a back bay?
You gotta
Not-
get around through Mexico. Mexico
Yeah.
blocks it off.
They do, don't they?
Yeah.
You got Oregon and Washington to choose from on the West
Yeah.
Coast
All the way around the
Or Mexico.
America.
or Mexico.
Yeah, run.
Mexico, yeah.
Hey, you know what? Get a deal with the Mexicans. I bet they'll hook you up with a way better tax rate, and they'll even help you put down rails to run a train up into Texas.
There you go. California exporting jobs.
Cut them off. If California wants to say F, people are running away because they're taking all their money.
Mhm.
People being robbed blind. And California saying, fuck you. Now we're going to double your tax.
Yeah, that's because California's been losing businesses like mad.
You're
It's-
letting people rob them.
Yeah,
If it's legal to rob you, would you continue doing business there?
no,
You know?
but yeah, I mean, they've been losing business really badly, and it's causing their state to go into a stall and quite a few other states around it to actually start booming. So,
Well, I don't think a lot of people realize what a big deal it was when Tesla left California.
Joe Rogan, Tesla.
Joe Rogan didn't make a lot of money through California, though, in terms
No,
of
but I'm saying
the way
like
he did it.
tax income and
Yeah, well, when Tesla left California, they lost a cash cow. That's why they're doubling the tax on everyone else.
And with Facebook and Apple moving more people out of California too, they're moving to Texas also. So they're not moving everything out, but they're definitely starting to shift more employees and business out of California.
Well, that just proves money talks, and
Bullshit walks.
yeah, that's pretty much what it is. These
Well,
people, they preach one thing, but they're going to go where the better deal is. And
yeah, just like you do, typically speaking, you got a plumber and he can't get the job done. You don't just go, oh, that's plumbers. You say, fuck you, go home. I'm going to hire someone else, right?
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to be an issue though when big companies like Tesla and Apple and they're bringing all these employees with them to Texas? Do you think it's going to be an issue with the employees voting in the same bullshit that made the company flee the state?
Yes.
Yeah, but if you remember that Texas was a blue state, I think back in the 80s and early 90s, and then it became a red state because these people eventually do learn states switch all the time. I mean,
I wouldn't say all the time. It's several states haven't voted different in a very long time. The ones you're talking about are swing states that move back and forth.
Yeah, but I mean, California was predominantly
Hell,
red
the
for
Republican,
many years.
Since Reagan, right?
Yep.
When was Reagan governor? In the late 70s, mid 70s?
Yeah, probably because he was in the office in the 80s. So he was president in the 80s.
I'm pretty sure that California even voted red in the presidential election when he was running. So
I don't know that. And if that's true, I'd be very interested.
I think Reagan took all the electoral.
Yeah, when he ran against Mondale and Ferrara.
Yeah, Mondale.
Mondale didn't even get Ferrari state of Illinois. It went red too.
Well, when Reagan took office, didn't he get like 48 states or 47 states?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Well, the thing you have to realize too, though, is even hitting all 50 states, winning all 50 states might be the difference of like 5 million votes.
Yeah.
Depending on how they're spread out,
Mm-hmm.
Put them in the right counties here and there, and you could swing the election from 100% one way to 51-49 the other way.
Yeah. So the majority of teachers are anticipating critical race theory of backlash despite not teaching it.
Yeah, but that's a lie. They implement it in small dosages. They don't teach it as a general class. And it's how it's from everything and how they phrase questions to how they teach history. They don't teach critical race theory. They teach small portions of it.
They don't teach critical race theory. They apply it.
Yep.
Exactly.
Well, just like you didn't learn mathematical theory, did you? You learned math.
Yeah. That would be the best way to say it.
They said 2 + 2 = 4. They didn't explain to you why. And I know that sounds weird to say, but math gets way, way more complicated from there. Scientific notes, imaginary numbers. Like the sheer fact that we have to use imaginary numbers in math makes you wonder if it's real, right?
Yeah.
But they didn't teach you that theory until you took advanced math classes, right? But you were still using pi. You were using I and all sorts of weird functions of numbers that don't exist to do math, assuming you got past algebra 2 in high school.
I barely got past that.
I think I got all the way up to physics. That was it.
Yeah, I took Calc 3 in high school.
I hated math.
I was much better at history.
History's good. I have a natural ability with math for some reason. Even blind drunk, I can get really close with an estimate with a ridiculous calculation.
The best I can do is tell you how to factor in drop windage and feet per second.
Feet. Well, all right. Well, that's a whole bunch of mathematics.
Yeah, fun fact, 1984, Ronald Reagan won 525 electoral votes. Yep.
Yep. That was for re-election, right?
Yep.
He's
He missed what state is this? I don't know, but he missed this DC and another state. That's it. That's the only two electoral votes he
It
missed.
wasn't California, obviously.
No. It's all the way on top over here next to Michigan.
When did he get shot? Is it 86?
Yeah, something like that.
I thought he got
Um,
shot in the first term, but I could be wrong. It's a long time ago. I
Probably,
remember him
yeah,
getting shot. I remember him getting shot.
See, I don't, but I remember Challenger.
I remember that too.
Well, you're a lot older than I am.
No, I'm not.
I was born in the 80s.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
1880s.
I'm not as old as Biden.
Okay, one of the guys in the community said 81 was, I believe that was when he got shot. And if I'm right, is it Ron? Yeah,
Ron.
yeah.
He knows more about American history than most Americans.
Well, his best at like, yeah.
That's because Ron decided he wanted to become a citizen. And he has to pass that test that most Americans can't pass. I'm sure they're not asking him when Reagan got shot, though. But no, that was world news.
Yeah, I know.
You know, the president of the United States was shot. That's a big deal. That's the last time the president's been shot, right?
Yep.
And he's out. He's been released.
Yeah, living here in Williamsburg.
Yeah, with Hinckley Jr.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. See, I couldn't come up with the date, but I know a whole bunch of other stuff.
You are a well of
Unuseful,
useless
guys.
information. I swear.
Unuseful, guys.
All right.
Actually, when Reagan, when he was getting buried in California, he landed in Point Magoo, California. I was there for that.
Was that right after you snuck across the border?
Yeah, something like that. I was over there in California.
It's like the wife. No, the best part was the Claire's reaction and the wife's laugh matched up perfect. It was even better. I know I shouldn't make jokes like that. I know it's inappropriate, but come on, it's funny.
And he's not Mexican.
No, yeah, okay. So neither are most people coming through the border from Mexico to the United States. Right? How many Haitians did we just have come across the border from through Mexico?
10,000, something like that.
Yeah. Mexico's between Honduras and the United States.
He's El
Guatemala.
Salvador.
Guatemala.
and Guatemala and Ecuador and
There's a whole lot of states.
Oh my God, you got your geography all fucked up.
all right. Let's hit up topic. We've been an hour. We haven't actually gotten into anything yet. We're still in the intro bullshit.
So,
Let's just get into the big
apparently
block.
the Democrat Party in Michigan has not learned anything from what happened in Virginia.
Yes.
Because they've come out and said that parents don't have any say in public school and what they're taught. And, well, the parents of Michigan students have said, hey, these are our kids, not the government's.
Yeah. And exactly what you said. We brought this up earlier was the whole thing that happened in Virginia was that basically they pissed off the moms.
Yeah.
Well, historically, I'm going to go back to the French Revolution again.
Here we go.
No, it was once the women got pissed off and said, this shit ain't right, that something actually changed. That's always when major change happens in history is when the women get pissed.
happy wife, happy life. I mean,
Exactly. If I can put food on the table and the wife's happy, I'm gonna do it. But
I
once
guess
she
I'm
says,
straight.
I don't, I finally had enough because they're telling me I can't raise my own kid, then he goes and picks up a rifle, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Or cut someone's heads off.
well, I'm debating on whether or not that it's just that he doesn't want to be at home anymore dealing with this shit, or if he really wants to fight for something. Because it's like,
Well, I think a big problem we have is a lot of people are looking for a fight. They want to fight and they're looking for a cause.
yeah,
And I think that's gonna be a real issue because I think that's just gonna it's just gonna be fuel because I think it's unavoidable at this point. I think it's already begun. I think it happened before Trump. What do you think, Clay?
Trump was not the cause of all these issues.
It was a symptom.
Yeah, he's a symptom, and the issues are still going on, and it's people are completely upset, and
People
with
won't talk.
the status quo. And this is all about othering the enemy, which is one thing I believe they've done in Rules for Radicals, is you got to make your enemy completely and utterly
Deplorable.
non-human. Not deplorable, but one of the things the book directly references is they are non-human. They are the other.
Yes,
And
but you
which is where
can't
you
actually
get
say they're
tribes.
not. But Hillary Clinton couldn't actually say they're not humans, but you
Yeah.
could call them deplorable.
Yep. Which goes back to the othering and the tribalism, which is why I've been furthering myself from party definitions. Is like I'm just going to take it as it comes. And
Yeah. I want to make my own party, but I realize as soon as I do, I'll violate my own ethics. I don't think you should have to subscribe to something because someone else has, you know what I mean? You may have similar ideas, but I think
What would
we're
you
all
call your party?
see freedom, but that sounds even worse than libertarian. And I mean, seriously, let's just take a dump on the libertarians. I'm going to mention it again, and the wife's gonna laugh. But in the Trump election, the libertarian got beat by D's nuts. No, seriously, people voted for D's nuts more than they voted for the libertarian candidate. I think it was Bill Weld and Gary Johnson.
Is Gary
Gary Johnson's always on the ticket.
Yeah, he's the giant rhino. He goes back and forth between libertarian and Republican, wherever he thinks he might get elected.
I want to see a WTFE party.
Oh, what is a WTFE party?
What the fuck ever.
What the fuck ever?
Yep.
So, anarchism. And the wife got that one, by the way. So anarchism.
No, it's just, I guess, recognizing that, we're all different. Let's vote in our best, like, collective interests, and not necessarily collective as in commune, but not this necessarily as a bunch of commune, but like as in people that actually want to work together to better benefit the government, is because we have all this tribalism right now.
Well, I think a lot of that's because we try and do stuff on a federal scale. And we should bring this down to smaller communities. And the smaller the community is, the closer it gets to communism, right? Let's be 100% fair. Once it gets down to the household, it's pretty much communism, right?
I would say it's authoritarianism, but
Depending on the household. Same idea. Is all the money goes into a pot and gets spread out as needed.
Yeah.
And then as you get into the larger government groups from the household, you're supposed to have a little tiny bit more authority as it gets higher. Like once I move into this community, this town, I expect a police force and a fire department. But I don't expect it to be run as I run my own household. Up until the United States. And basically, when it comes down to the United States, I expect national defense. and maybe trade negotiations because that's a new thing. But I still think that realistically, I don't think we should have tariffs.
Yeah,
it's-
I'm definitely more for free market. I'm not sure what Brian thinks on that one. He's definitely far more traditional conservative than I am.
Oh, raise the conservative. No, he really is. To the point sometimes I want to slap him. But yeah, like I should be able to do trade with some dude in North Korea.
I'm more like a constitutional type of Republican.
That's what everyone says about their view. I'm a centrist.
No, I'm not a centrist. I'm just saying, like, let's follow the Constitution, what it says, and
Yeah, it sounds like there's leeway. Oh, how do you know you interpret it correctly? And it says, well, it says shall not be infringed.
Yeah.
How else can you interpret this? You know? And
Well, I mean,
they find a way to misinterpret it, though, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, wasn't it James Madison that actually sold like warships to merchants?
Yeah.
Like they were
So
fully
what?
armed warships, and it was like Second Amendment, sign off on it. I mean,
The United States Navy predates the United States because of this kind of shit.
Yeah.
You know? And the Navy's proud of the fact that they're older than the United States. But you have to realize it was because of the whole fuck you, I'm allowed to have guns. You know? We'll put cannons on our ships and we'll send them out and we'll sink your ships.
I do have to give a shout out to one of my friends. She said she's watching, and she says she's a centrist. She definitely leans like more Democratic. She voted for Biden and stuff. I'm not going to give her crap about that.
No, I don't know. I'd love to have her on because I would love to hear the opinions.
And
I'd love to have the conversation.
Yeah.
She would honestly, she keeps telling me that she would vote for Trey Gowdy, and I am inclined to agree with her because I would just love to see a bulldog in the presidency and not like Trump, which was more of a bull in a china shop, but like just a dude that has verbally torn people apart before in the White House. And watching his debates would be fun.
Yeah, but if you're gonna go that way, you may as well go Tucker Carlson. Like Tucker might actually have a chance to win the presidency. Well, he's a little more eloquent the way he puts his insults, I think. He doesn't say bleeding out of her nose, bleeding out of her whatever.
But I think we've honestly drugged this topic on too long too. What's the next topic?
I don't even know where we are. Oh, yeah.
Arizona. They're suing the Biden administration because they're trying to take back federal funds because Arizona put a rule in place that said you didn't have to have a mask mandate in order to receive federal funds, and the Biden administration does not like that.
Okay.
And what they're saying is that when the law passed, there was no stipulation on having to have mask mandates in place to receive federal funds to use it. It was basically money given to each state to use however they wanted to mitigate COVID-19.
Oh, this is like the money my state used to buy vaccines and masks to give out for free and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And tests.
Yeah. And some states haven't spent it fast enough, or they're not spending it the way the administration likes them to spend it. So now they're trying to claw the money back from the states.
So you mean a government contract? Well, no. How many times did the end of the year come up on your ship?
Oh,
when you guys had every year you had to spend money because if you didn't spend your budget, you were going to get
smaller next year,
smaller budget next year. And Clay, you were there on the Carl Vinson when we finished the world tour, and we were throwing off tens of millions of dollars worth of shit into the ocean.
Yes, I do remember this.
I think Operation Davy Jones, they called it.
Yep.
I remember throwing $10,000 valves over the side of the ship into the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, and I was like, I can't believe this. It's like, give me this valve, I'll scrap it, and now you know what I mean. I'll buy a car, and we're just gonna drop it in the ocean because, well, if we don't spend the money, we don't get more money. Oh my god. We need to find a different system that entices saving money. This is why hammers cost $600, dude.
Ham cost how much? I swear to God, you just said $600.
A hammer.
The government.
Oh, hammer. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the government buy the how is this price still going on? The government find the cheapest bidder, but yeah, we're still buying like $600 hammer.
Well, that's the issue is when they say the lowest bidder, the like 4 companies in Virginia at the shipyard that are actually big enough can handle building a United States warship are the same. They're all owned by the same parent company. Well, that's not true. I'm sorry. That's not true. They have an agreement, a conspiracy, but it's not illegal.
A cabal.
There you go. That they alternate who gets the lowest bid every time to build a new ship over at Northrop Grumman. So and it's just seems nuts because there's no lowest bidder. These 3 companies that have the means to build a United States warship get to decide what it costs to build a United States warship. There's no actual competition because it should cost less.
Yeah, but that has to do with regulations and starting up companies. The government regulates so much it actually excises competition from the market.
Well, what is it? Not how much does it cost to build a United States aircraft carrier at this point? Like $100 billion. $100 billion. You hand me $5 billion. I'm not kidding you. I will build you a fucking aircraft carrier for $5 billion. And I'll sell it to you for $25 billion. Everyone will be very happy in this exchange. It seems nuts that it's costing us $100 billion for an aircraft carrier. We don't have $100 billion.
Well, I'm pretty sure China would lend us the money to buy more warships to use against
China
them.
doesn't have any fucking money. Are you kidding me? They're in as much debt as we are, believe it or not. They really are. No one actually owes anyone any money. We owe our great grandchildren money. That's the problem. Is we're printing money out of nothing.
Yeah, I do completely agree, though, that would be immoral. But also, speaking of China, did you hear that they have a similar inflation bubble that we did before the collapse of the housing market? And I believe it was 2008.
Yeah, with the Fannie Mae and Bernie Mac.
Yep.
Jeez. Okay, I'm sorry. I have a hole in my brain and I forget shit all the time. Why do I remember shit like that? But I can't remember where the fuck I parked my car. Sorry, go back to what you were doing. Just pissed me off.
Oh.
You forgot where you were. We were talking about Bernie Mac and
no, I'm just saying though that they've actually inflated their own markets and they've done some really shady stuff over there to get foreign investments. And they've also subsidized the housing market in such a way that it's actually created a housing bubble that it resembles our economy 2008 pre-collapse. So
yeah, wow.
Well, you know what they do right now to correct it? Blowing up all those buildings.
What?
China right now is like tearing down a bunch of buildings and stuff like that.
Oh, they're redeveloping?
No, like hey, we got too many buildings. What are we gonna do?
What do you mean too many buildings?
Yeah, they got shit. They got empty cities.
Yeah, they have empty cities. Yeah, actually, I remember seeing that.
Yeah, they got a bunch of buildings and they're all empty.
But what happens is these people will pre-sell. They'll build the building and then they'll never fully develop it. So
Oh, like someone
Nobody
who
moving.
buys, like someone here who might buy like 25 acres and expect to build 20 houses and have a cul-de-sac and sell them all and make,
Nobody
you know,
moving.
well, and make like 700% profit, you know, after building all this stuff. Basically, that's what happened. This guy built all these houses in this community and built this huge, beautiful thing. And then the nuclear reactor melted down and it's all irradiated and he can't sell it.
Mm.
Well, basically, you built it, then you couldn't sell it.
Yeah, well, China had that problem with cities. There's like
That's
cities.
sorry, that's the
Yeah.
there's entire areas in the United States just like that with urban sprawl that never sold.
Yeah.
Was the point I'm trying to make.
No, I mean,
But-
it hit California really hard in the area I'm from. We had a like 14% unemployment rate with the housing collapse. It was really nasty.
Oof.
Yeah. But I forget what topic we were originally on.
Yeah, I don't even know where we are anymore.
shit,
Brian keeps disappearing because he's got
uh,
shit. This
I
Federal
have,
funding.
I
That's
have
what
life
started
getting in
with.
the way.
yeah. We were
Last
talking
one
about.
was the catheter malfunction. So
Oh, that's what we all needed to know.
Mm.
How is your dick, Brian? How is it?
small, underused.
She's not here now. I don't know what it is. It's been like 2 years since we had a kid. Some switch flipped on her. She's gonna break it off and keep it for herself. I'm not kidding you. She's been out of control.
She's trying to have another kid.
I'm gonna be 40 this year, dude. I'm too old
Baby
for
face.
multiple times a night until 3 in the morning. Don't get me wrong, I am having fun, but I'm just too old for this shit. You know, I have trouble waking up in the morning.
It looks like we're talking about the Biden press conference now.
Oh, talk about love, Kamala Harris.
I did everything I could to avoid this.
What?
That's not true. I tried to watch it first.
I couldn't watch it. No.
Did any of you sit down and watch the whole thing?
Hell no, it's 2 hours long.
Almost 2 hours.
The
Claire
only
did.
scene, no, I did not. I did not. I really didn't. The only senile person I'll watch is Betty White, and she's dead. So
I feel like one of us has to watch it for the good of the show. So,
Well, then one of you better suck my dick.
no thanks.
Yeah.
You gotta want
Exactly my point.
I'll take the hit for the team.
I don't know, but he did this press conference and it was almost 2 hours long and I tried to watch it and it hurt my head so much. Like, I think I made it 20 minutes, but after 15 minutes, my brain was already hurting so much I couldn't understand.
How much weed do you smoke while he was on?
Actually, none. I think that's the problem.
I think so too.
No, for real. That's actually why that's actually why I have it, is because shit gets jumbled because it's too much at a time and it slows my brain down. As weird as it sounds, I'm actually using the natural effect of cannabis to slow my brain down so I can process my thoughts. Instead of Bill Biden.
Build back better.
Yeah, that's what I said, not build the bomb.
Exactly.
I got Ray has something he wants to talk about Joe here, doesn't he?
Yeah. They were talking about like, oh, how come
I'm gonna go smoke my pipe.
All right.
Yeah, you're going so left and stuff. Like, no, I didn't go left. I'm a mainstream Democrat. I'm not a socialist. It's like, dude, you are socialist. You're implementing all the social program right now. He just, he don't realize about he is. And This is what happened when you get a senile person, and I don't know who's pulling the string on it. The wife.
Well, he came
Um,
out and said that he doesn't understand why all these people think he's got,
senile.
mental issues and he's senile because that's totally wrong.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
believe it's
Okay.
like CNN right now that's calling him out on it too.
Oh yeah, they like the Gators, dude. Like somebody, what was it, Buck Seston, put it out. Like,
If the CNN's calling the Democrat out, there's issues.
yeah, they need something. They got nothing. They're losing fucking people right now.
They lost 90%
Yeah.
of their audience in the last
Yeah,
year.
so they need something clickbait. Like, you know what? Let's call out Joe Biden. Like, okay, whatever. This is the only meat they got. Nothing else. Still diversifying their portfolio. Talk about all the news. All they talk about is politics. Especially the White House politics, and that's what.
Always
Think about it.
diversify your portfolio.
What's Don
Yes.
Lemon talking about these days?
Oh man.
Where are we about done? Is this okay? Sorry, I was excited about what Ray was talking about for a minute.
Well, he was. We've feared in the CNN lost 90% of their audience in the last year, and they're actually calling out Biden and his mental acuity.
His
Yeah.
overperformance. Of
Yeah.
this last year.
Well, CNN wants to make money too, right?
Yeah, they need something, and then they diversify the portfolio. They just talk about the White House. All it is White House stuff. All the White House stuff.
Well, that's
Instead of
not
actually news.
diversifying.
Yeah, so like instead of talking about other things going on, if they talk about other things going on in the country, they're gonna make the Democrats look bad.
All right.
I think we got a diversified portfolio this CNN. We talk about what's going on with Virginia, what's going on with California, what's going on in Australia,
Well-
in Ukraine.
If I may, diversifying your portfolio. I know what you mean by CNN is cover more
Yeah.
news, but you, the consumer, are the one that's supposed to diversify your portfolio. They're selling what they're selling. You need to decide what to buy, right?
Yeah, and they're not selling a good.
Well, you buy some silver from this guy, you buy some stock from that guy, you buy actual lead from this guy to make bullets with,
just to make statues. Yeah, sure.
Well, I'm just saying diversifying. The consumer diversifies their holdings, not the
Yeah, it's poor calling, but you know what I mean. Diversify, like what they talk about in the news.
That's why they're gonna vanish soon. They only have hotel lobbies now.
Yeah, they lost airport contract.
A while ago.
Who won that?
Probably
For all I know, it's Lifetime. Actually, Lifetime seems like a safer bet than news, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. It's like
Well,
Melissa
it'd be
Joan Hart and Lori Loughlin. Yes.
It could be the Hallmark Channel. They play Christmas music all year round.
Oh my god. We just got over Christmas. Let it die.
Let it die. Let it
Part
die.
of the
Let
thing
it die.
was that he said Biden was defending his first year record. He said he didn't overpromise, but outperformed and made enormous progress in this last year.
Oh, did he
And I
now?
agree with him. Everybody don't like him. That's what happens.
His approval ratings are lower than Trump's ever was.
What's going on? Why won't that work?
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not too surprised about that one though. I'm really
you
not.
couldn't think gas prices would go that high, but he outperformed that. Like
No,
gas prices
because he got elected on being the great unifier, and he was going to bring the country back together again. And it was all BS from the beginning, and we all knew that. Well,
but he's doing it.
as
Everybody
us four
unified to
did, but
dislike him.
This is what happens, just to put it very bluntly. This is what happens when you vote for hate. People were not voting for Biden
no, they
They
were
were
voting against
voting-
Trump.
because they hated Trump. Yeah.
How many times have I said that? Actually,
A
I
lot.
believe I stole this from you out of our many conversations, Gaten. Sorry. Testing.
No, that's all right. I know I gave you a hard time
I
last time I
recall
dropped
it.
my last
I
name.
sent out. I gave his email address out too. So
No, no, it doesn't matter. No, I literally I put this out on my own Facebook page. It's like I gave you a hard time. I was just giving you a hard time.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Douche.
Give it. Oh, maybe this will work now. That sucked.
Then I can hear it. Play it again.
True international effort to pressure.
That one didn't go either.
That one you could hear it, but it wasn't very clear.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. Maybe I can do this. Maybe it's. I don't know. Maybe if I crank up my gain, it'll be louder. I don't know.
True international effort to pressure.
Nah, it's not.
Not here.
It's the Biden going true international to pressure. For whatever
So it's
reason.
typical Biden where he just rambles on.
Well, no, he put like 4 words into one word.
Exactly.
Well, he's saying I don't understand why someone might think I'm not mentally capable of having this job. And it's like because of this. It's like look at those aren't words.
This is not like a rare thing, This isn't like a once in the last year type of statement,
Well, we all have hiccups,
Yeah.
And we expect the elderly to have a couple more hiccups, but we don't expect him to confuse Libya and Syria in an international negotiation.
Oh, we also don't expect a president to say there's 57 states, but it happened. So
That was Obama, wasn't it?
yes, it was.
That was a long time ago.
I don't care. I'm still going to bring it up.
Yeah, why wasn't that a big deal? Why did that only make it last in the news for a month or so? When it's like the president doesn't know how many states there are.
Exactly.
Clay's looking something up here. Nah, Clay's trying to get laid tonight.
Not with this person I'm messaging. Holy crap.
So,
I'm a giant asshole, aren't I?
I got an article in here about Keystone Pipeline and the town that it was based out of. One of the towns it's based out of in South Dakota is still struggling and trying to figure out how to recoup after a year later.
What's that?
Keystone Pipeline.
Yeah. Biden struck it down, right?
Yep.
He's the same guy who approved the pipeline from Russia to the rest of
Nord
Europe,
Stream
though, right?
2.
So the Russians
Hi,
can.
guys. Hey, I gotta go. Talk to you guys later.
All right, man.
All right, later.
Bye.
Bye.
So the Russians can still transport oil through a pipe.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so how did this affect the people in this South Dakota?
Oh, I mean, their whole economy
Yeah.
was based on it. They had people, that were coming here from all around the country, people making hundreds of dollars an hour.
So this was like a 49ers issue with the gold rush. People rushed out there to make all this money to be made. Like they built the towns in advance and everything, and then there was no gold left because it was already taken. Basically,
Pretty much, yeah.
that's actually. Can you imagine moving across the country? You go do this job because there's gonna be just like what happened in North Dakota. They were hiring. We talked about this a very long time ago. They were hiring welders for like $190 an hour to build oil derricks, basically. Not the traditional ones, but a new pumping technique because they found this giant oil reserve.
Yeah.
I was ready to go, and they were offering people contracts for like 1, 3, or 5 years. I was like, shit, I'm gonna go sign a 1-year contract. You know what I mean? Go work for 1 year, make like $190,000 a year.
Like working on an oil rig, basically.
Well, I would have built the oil rig because I was a certified welder. This notice went out nationwide to anyone who is a welder who's put out their information online. Got the same information I did. They were inviting people worldwide to build this stuff. And then it just got shut down and it never happened. I can't imagine having moved my family out here for all this money and then being stuck in the middle of butt fuck nowhere
Yeah.
with nothing. You know what I mean? When I had a steady job that paid the bills.
Yeah, that's hard no matter how you spread it. But at the same point is these people knew when they were going in there that this was pretty much a gold rush, and the fracking and the oil industry right now are in a new boom time. It's just if the government could get out of the way of business, we would have and I'm not saying completely. I still do think there's responsible business practices that should be observed.
There
but-
should be.
Definitely.
Well, by that you mean rules, laws.
Yes, yes.
So we do need government in that form. And but the issue is, at what level do you want to put the government control over business transactions? Is it where the transaction happened? Or I don't know, like if I buy something from a dude in Taiwan, who decides that it was a fair trade?
I want the government to be out of business enough so that everyone is playing on equal footing. The new guy with the old companies, I want them all to play on equal footing.
I think this is the same argument your leftist opponents would make, actually, is they want equal footing, therefore they want
They want heavy
these-
regulation, though. I do not. And the equal footing comment for me would be the fact with this net neutrality law, it allows the providers to throttle service to lower trafficked websites. That was a law that Trump repealed. That's not that was done in the name of equality, but at the same point it's not how it went into practice.
well, at the same
And-
time, they made it sound different than what it was when they made a big deal. What they call that, freedom of or what they call it, net neutrality, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
he
I'm
said,
sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
That's what
sorry.
he said, yeah.
Yeah, that net neutrality, but they made it sound like something different than what it. The average person did not know what it was when they signed something.
No, and most people even to this day don't understand what it means.
No, exactly.
They think that it meant like, oh, it's good. It's like, okay, then why is
Neutral's
Google
always good.
Why is Google backing it? Why are these big players that have been trying to drive out competition or buy up the competition for years backing this?
Well, anytime someone who makes $1 billion a year backs something, you should
Yeah.
take a step back and ask why.
Right.
And then that's
Is it
exactly what
truly for the
happened.
better good, or is it to make them more money out of my pocket?
But
Since we
segueing
veered
from-
into this topic,
Oh,
both-
let Clay finish first, then
Okay.
we can do your.
segueing back to the topic.
Geez, I'm sorry.
I was going to say this, segueing back to the topic, is the government does get involved in business far too often. If the Keystone Pipeline was not being built by the government, it was being built by private companies. It needed approval for the government. If the private companies buy the land by themselves,
They should be able to
shouldn't-
do whatever the fuck they want with it.
Exactly. If they rent the land, if they pay whatever, as long as they have a verbal or documented agreement, they should be able to do
Ooh.
whatever they want.
I wouldn't say
With that.
verbal.
Okay, documented agreement that is legally binding, that they should be able to do this. And that with the government getting involved, it's just like Brian was saying, it kills these towns when the government just decides that unilaterally, oh, we're not going to support this anymore. You no longer have permission to do this.
Hey, you
And-
sound more libertarian than I. You almost sound anarchist with this one.
I am very libertarian in my personal beliefs.
How do you
I've told
vote?
you this. I didn't vote Trump either time. I voted for a libertarian candidate both times, and I hate the libertarian candidates.
You voted for Gary Johnson?
hey, it's her choice. She can vote for, it
I
is-
find
did-
Trump entertaining.
I voted
Tell
for
you.
I voted for Johnson actually the first time Trump ran too.
hey, okay.
No, I put that on this show, and I actually, when Trump got elected, I made a big deal. Like, this is going to be fucking hilarious for 4 years.
Oh,
I made
Trump-
a big deal about that.
Trump was hilarious, but at the same point, I honestly can. Democrats and Republicans. Democrats are very, they've morphed into an authoritarian party as far as I'm concerned. And then there's a lot of bad taste in my mouth from, I've gone to Tea Party meetings and stuff like this. I've seen a lot of like the very, very, very conservative Christians that don't even think that somebody like me should exist. So I have a bad taste in my mouth from the Republican Party. I can't vote for the lesser of two evils. I really can't. And so I vote my conscience and my principles, which would be libertarian.
Yeah. Yeah, I try not to choose a party. Because I like I said, I my entire philosophy is I shouldn't subscribe to someone else's ideas. And the idea of a party is here's our set of ideas, right?
Yeah, I guess I view it as people coming together saying, hey, this is what we communally
no.
agree in. But
That's why I speak to conservatives a lot. I speak to Republicans a lot. I speak to rhinos a lot. Libertarians are actually more difficult because libertarians are dicks.
oh yeah, we are.
Almost every single one of them. Tea Party, not Tea Party, Green Party. They're super polite, but they leave a giant mess behind and tell you to fuck yourself without telling you to fuck yourself.
Yeah. But let's get back to the topic, I would say.
All right. Well, I was gonna switch topics a little bit. But
That's
since
right.
we
Ray
moved
left
in-
before we got into half his shit.
Yeah, we got into big tech, and I wanted to veer over to
Yeah.
there's a law or a bill being talked about that would limit big tech in Congress right now. And
Yeah, Apple's involved with that, right?
yeah, the Senate panel approved it. And so both Apple and Google and Amazon are railing against it. So if you put those three against it, it must be something good about it.
Not necessarily. They might want to be gaining more control of these companies. I let me rephrase that. The reason why these companies might be opposing it, even though they are the closest related and the most money making companies, might be because they're trying to force them to merge with the actual government and make a truly fascistic system.
Well, how is it the SJW say it is fascism is the lucrative merger between state and business?
Okay. The people that you're speaking about have never once said that because they don't know what fascism is.
They think
They
Giovanni
j-
Gentile was a capitalist. So
They don't know. Well, okay, the people out in these Antifa guys have no idea who Mussolini was.
sure. Fair point.
And just like most of these communists out there don't know who Lenin or Marx were. You know? Not that I know who the first fucking capitalist was, but I don't even. Well, actually, no, I do actually. Democracy came out of Greece. I believe it was Democrates. I'm very drunk and stoned.
Yeah, kind of figured.
Moving on. Moving back to where we were. Whatever. Get me back on track. What are we
I don't know if I
talking about?
can.
Huh?
I don't know if I can.
So the big tech is sponsoring this new bill
Yes.
and talking about merging with the government as well as honestly, I want them to go in there and decide if they're a publisher or a what is it called?
You want a revision on the oh geez, what's this called? Geez, Louise, we used to talk about this all the time. The
Yeah.
thing that protects Facebook from me saying something stupid.
Oh yeah. 402, section 402 or something like that.
That's what you're talking about? They want to review the fact that yeah. They want to start holding like Facebook accountable for me saying something stupid on Facebook, or even worse, holding me and Facebook accountable because we have someone else on to do this and it went out live. You know, well, I don't know. If you're gonna control the way you publish stuff,
Yeah.
are
I
you a
really do
platform
not
or are you a
think-
publisher, right?
Yeah. Are you a platform or a publisher?
That's what it all
Honestly,
boils down to. Yeah.
I believe that these companies like Facebook, like Google, well, not Google, but YouTube, which is a division of Google at this point.
YouTube
and-
was supposed to be a publisher itself. They designed themselves as a platform.
Yeah, I believe that these companies should definitely be considered at this point in time to be public squares and how that they're set up, digital public squares, which would make them susceptible to having to follow the First Amendment. Because you can still publish something in a public square. They've got signs that you can post stuff in.
Or stand on a
stuff like-
literal soapbox
Exactly.
and just speak.
Yep.
I mean,
It-
that's the metaphor anyways. Here's my soapbox, right?
Yep. And in public squares, you can get up on your soapbox and you can speak, which would make it a platform or a gathering place for people.
The soapbox
And
is your
you can-
platform.
Yep. And you can have at the same point, go through the city government and get approved to have something published in the square to advertise or whatnot, which would make the place also a publisher, which is where these companies are quickly falling in line into. They're falling in line into the common domain.
Well, that's the issue. Exactly. Is they're trying to say that you can't say that here because these are against our rules. It's like, I understand this, but as soon as you have your rules, you're no longer a platform. You're now publishing. As soon as you edit or censor, you're editing. That means you're publishing.
Yep.
Versus here's an open window. Say whatever you want. But as soon as you edit, you have to apply that to everything, and different rules apply because you're not just you're not the Boston Common anymore. How is that?
Well, I think that these places are now more than just commons for America, but they are commons for they're international commons, but I mean, they're based out of America, so they should be governed by American law. So
Yeah, and
which
that's
has the First Amendment protections.
well, at least as they operate in the United States. Like Twitter has different rules the way they do stuff in different countries.
Well, they have to because the European Union has a whole different set of rules compared to us.
They don't have to.
Yeah,
They could have
just-
not. They could have not made a ton of money.
Exactly. Well, that's not what they're about.
I get that. I do. They decide to make money. That's awesome. Good for them, honestly. How much money did that dude make? He's like one of the biggest billionaires on the planet, right?
Yeah, what's his name?
Yeah, and he just got fired from his own company. Or I'm sorry, retired. I want to say Jeff Zucker.
Yeah, Zuckerberg. No, that's
Zuckerberg's-
Facebook.
That's
Yeah, it's-
Amazon. Oh, no.
Facebook is Zuckerberg.
Bezos.
Dorsey.
Yeah, Jack Dorsey.
He retired. He didn't care anymore. He's made enough money.
He was going to get ousted by his own company. Honestly, there's a
He did get ousted by his own company.
There is a distinction between forced retirement, which is what he was under, and
Oh, I'm sorry.
getting fired.
I'm worth $3 billion, and you're saying I'm not allowed to work anymore? Oh no!
Exactly.
Right?
You know.
But he still has a huge influence over the company, which he's stated himself. So
The dude went fucking nuts. That beard he grew. He looked like what you might have imagined Dexter would have looked like when he went out to go lumberjack. Like what he would have looked like in the time it took them to make the new season growing a beard. You know?
Yeah.
Am I the only one who got that joke?
the new season of Dexter, yes.
Oh, it's been long enough. He could have grown a giant beard in the what?
Did you watch the new season of Dexter?
No, I'm rewatching the old series first. There's a lot of them,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of stuff to miss.
Yeah, I've already watched the new season of Dexter. So
No, I have to watch the old one first. But he just like disappear into like the woods in Maine to be a lumberjack at the end?
Well,
I think that was the end,
died-
right?
He died in a hurricane on a boat. That's how the first season ends.
Yeah, and then they showed you a logging community in Maine.
Yeah.
All right.
But
We
anyway,
only-
do
we
we
only
want
have
to
a
cover
li-
another topic, or we want to call the show?
Yeah, we don't have a whole lot left. If you guys got anything in particular you guys want to talk about?
Ukraine.
Yeah, okay.
Let's do it.
All right. I think there's more going on right now, this Ukraine thing. I need to make a little emoji I can click that puts a little tinfoil hat up. I think there's more going on this. I brought this up earlier. I think all this stuff was set to be done by some fucking new world order. I know it sounds fucking nuts and crazy. I know it does. But the more I look at it, the more that's the only thing that makes sense. Besides the fact, unless, of course, when Trump was elected, he shattered the universe and created a secondary reality. This Ukraine shit was supposed to happen. It was leading up and it was leading up. They were doing it. Trump takes office. It just hits pause.
Well,
Yeah.
no, it really, I mean, it was happening under the Obama administration.
And then a little bit, the final thing, the Crimean actual snatch.
That was under Obama.
Oh, yeah, you're right. And then Trump did nothing.
Obama promised that we would protect them if they gave up their nuclear weapons.
No, that was before Obama. This was
No, I think it was all part of the Obama administration.
The Crimea invasion happened under Obama, and
Crimea, yeah.
Trump literally did nothing about it. Mind you, he tried to work well with Putin, which is why he left Crimea alone.
Yeah, but because I'm sorry.
Yeah, but Putin was not pushing into Crimea into Ukraine like he is now with Trump was president. So do you think that two of them had a deal worked out where Ukraine was left alone during the President Trump administration?
No, the more I pay attention to what actually happens versus what the news tells me, the more it seems like there's like 25 people in charge of fucking everything. Maybe I need more pills.
You don't have any pills.
You don't need anything else.
No. I mean the pills I take because the doctor told me to. By the way, I'm supposed to be taking that marijuana.
There you go.
It quiets the voices.
Prescribed by the VA.
No. Oh! I might finally get a VA payment someday.
I hope so.
I'm actually getting excited this time because I've never gotten this far before something gone. I might actually get a payment. I lost my career over this shit, you know?
Yeah, which is bullshit on how many hoops the VA makes you jump through. I mean,
Yeah,
I've got
yeah,
stuff
but
that can
no
be
one
tied to
actually-
the military that literally all they gave me was 100% non-service connected, which is like, wait, what? But
Yeah, well, it'd be nice.
Oh yeah.
Between my investments, many of them have taken a downswing lately. Some have done really good lately. Can you guess who's done good lately?
Bitcoin?
Oh my God, no, Bitcoin. Bitcoin's lost like 50% value in like 3 months. It's seriously down to like $23,000 a Bitcoin. Verizon's always doing good for me. Evian Water always does good for me. And Pfizer.
I finished Dope Sick.
What'd you think?
Purdue Pharma going down.
Oh, they disappeared. Yeah, but didn't so much that strike to true to what's going on right now with Big Pharma?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, they called it breakthrough pain, right?
Breakthrough pain. Yeah, they made up shit as they went just to sell more pills.
I don't
Breakthrough
like-
infections.
Yeah.
It's like this is literally what they did 20 years ago, though, and the entire country said, "Fuck opioids, you're killing us."
Yeah.
And they said, "Hey, look, a new opioids." Apparently, these whatever. Fine. So I was about to start a whole thing, and I don't want to.
Save it for Tuesday.
Yeah. I mentioned the Canada thing. That's all. I guess that's it, huh? Unless you guys want to talk about the Mar-A-Lago thing.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one.
It was Trump's winter White House.
Oh,
Still
Um,
lives.
Huh?
That's where he lives.
Yes. Well, with that giant mansion down in Florida. But
well, you know that's nicer than probably the White House is. So
Oh yeah.
well, it was a while ago with the woman who went nuts. Drove through the barricade.
Okay.
Yeah, she drove through barricades, drove through security. This article, I couldn't find it, but I could have sworn someone died.
They deemed her unfit to stand trial.
really,
Yeah. Insane.
Trump derangement syndrome.
oh God, I'm sick and tired of that being a fucking regular thing. That's just disassociation. You're disassociated from reality, I guess I'd say.
I didn't think Brian understood what
I
TDS
do.
was.
It took me a minute, but I figured it out.
I sent him a message because I sent the link and I was like, I didn't know TDS was like a legal term or acceptable diagnosis now. And he goes, I guess so. And then I get it back and LOL. Yeah, but yeah, Trump derangement syndrome. I didn't realize we could diagnose that now. Honestly, I think DeSantis should run.
I think DeSantis is about as
He's got to
polarizing as
win
Trump,
re-election for governor first.
but I do believe DeSantis will run. I just don't know how good of a chance he has at winning.
Over
It
Biden.
all depends on if Trump is running or not.
I think that's a problem. I think the sheer fact that you give a fuck if Trump is running is a problem. I think that's the problem I have with the party system. Unfortunately,
I do not want Trump to run again. I mean, honestly,
he's better than the last 4 we've had, to be fair.
he was also had huge character defects that made him very unlikable, which
Bush didn't.
Hmm?
Bush didn't.
Which one?
The first one, definitely.
HW?
Or Clinton.
yeah, I'm not going to say that all these people were perfect. I'm just saying Trump had some very serious character defects that made it easy to exploit everything he did.
Yep. At the same time, he made it completely public. So, you know what I mean? Like, he never hid anything.
This is very true. I am inclined to agree with you on that one.
And that's
I'm
why
not gonna
left.
say he was a bad president, though. I'm really not. I'm just saying he had character defects that made it very easy to exploit everything he was doing by the media, which literally ended his re-election chances, along with some other stuff that they used to manipulate the system. The Democrats changing voting rules at the last second. There was some stuff that went on there that it was just a combination of horrible things that went in Trump's favor. No, that did not go in Trump's favor, that caused him to lose the re-election. I don't believe that would have happened with a different person that had the same popularity and populist base.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I think I hear what you're saying. Trump's a dick.
Very much so.
He is a dick. And how many times have I said that on this show, Brian?
A lot.
Yeah, a lot. He's a dick. But you don't get to become a multi-billionaire by being a nice guy. And don't get me wrong, he's a nice guy. I've heard he hands out $100 tips for stupid shit. But at the same time, the guy makes $100 a minute on interest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, throwing a $100 tip to some random dude, awesome for that guy. But for Trump, seriously, it's like tossing a quarter to you and me, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I understand that he's nice. I'm just gonna, I mean, you could be the nicest person on earth. Biden could be nice in private, but it doesn't mean he's going to be a suitable president.
There's something wrong with Biden.
No, that's all now.
No, Trump loves himself. That's Trump's problem.
He's a narcissist. Yeah, very much so.
Yes.
He's a narcissist.
That's why he ran for president. He wanted to prove he could do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, he may as well just put it on the table next to a fucking tape measure. You know what I mean? Well, you don't think that's what happened?
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened. So
Yeah. And he managed to win the presidency. I'm still baffled by this, that Donald Trump was the president of the United States. And what blows my mind even more was the Democrat Party used to love this dude. Oprah asked him to run for president.
yeah, that is rather entertaining though, that it's so taking a turn for the worse when it comes to that. But
Well, the sheer fact that he put an R next to his name, not a D, pissed everyone off.
yeah,
That's what opened my eyes. Like, I've been following this shit for a long time. Since I enlisted, basically. I know. Oh, that's why. That's why. Yeah. I signed a contract. I swore an oath. I decided to find out what the fuck I actually signed up for. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Actually, that's when I read the Constitution like 4 times. Yeah, whatever. So I'm going down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, you kind of are.
I don't know. I guess that's our time. We've been at this longer than we wanted to. Unless,
But it
2
was
hours.
fun. It was fun.
yeah. I think I can do a fade out here somehow.
Okay.
Yeah, probably not. I probably already fucked it up because I don't have everything I need in the right places. Yeah, no, I was gonna play the music lead now, but I can't do it because I don't have it opened.
We're not doing music out.
Yeah, well, by the way, while I set this up, actually, Brian, I don't want to bring up the name of the episode, the number of the episode every episode. How's that? Did I say that right, or am I too drunk?
Why wouldn't you?
I don't know. I just don't necessarily want to. I just want to say, here's the name of the show, and not the name of the episode. I think we can put that on the publication.
I don't even know what you're saying right now. So
I'm gonna try again.
tomorrow.
There we go. It's coming through.
Oh no, that's why I did that whole dragging it out thing. Instead of saying hello and welcome to episode 79 of the Jeffrey and Brian Show. Instead of saying hello, welcome to the Jeffrey and Brian Show.
Okay, whatever. That's fine.
Sure?
Yeah.
Alright. Trying to make this shit official. Hey, yeah, Clay's digging my cool jazz.
We all do.
This is a good pick. This shit cost me $2.
We're off of Facebook.
All right, you guys have a good night, okay?
Hey, thanks for
Yeah.
going by.
Yeah.
This took longer than we expected, but
I'm gonna try to get one of my liberal friend and get her to come on.
There you go.
yeah,
That's
I
awesome.
know. It'd be even better if you can come on with her.
Definitely.
Oh, I will.
It basically is a translator buffer
Not even a
Well,
transmitter
she'll be more
buffer.
comfortable with.
You can
Claire
call
on
the
here,
episode
you know?
2 Trans and 3 Dicks.
Oh,
No.
damn. That'll get us some downloads.
That's an awesome fucking show title.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, by the way, I know you said it's cool when I crack jokes. I want to make sure that I don't cross the line.
No, you're fine. You're absolutely fine.
You will actually call me out on the spot if I cross the line.
Yeah, I will. Trust me.
Okay.
I will.
No,
You know that.
no. I actually want to be sure of that because I don't want to